Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky recently announced a groundbreaking agreement with his American counterpart, Donald Trump, for the United States to acquire unmanned aerial vehicles, commonly known as drones, from Kyiv. This development marks a significant shift in global military technology, procurement, and highlights Ukraine's unexpected rise as a drone manufacturing powerhouse. On July 24th, President Zelensky revealed that he had reached a consensus with President Trump regarding the U.S. purchase of Ukrainian drones. Following this agreement, the Ukrainian leader immediately tasked key officials, Rustem Umerov, Secretary of the National Security and Defense Council, Denis Shmyhal, Minister of Defense, and Oleksandr Kamyshin, Presidential Advisor, with the critical mission of preparing the comprehensive contract for this monumental sale to the United States. President Zelensky underscored the immense scale of the impending deal, stating, "They will be responsible for this. Preparing this contract is extremely important, and it is a serious contract valued at 10, 20, or even 30 billion US dollars. As of the time of this announcement, the United States government has not yet issued an official comment regarding the information. This latest development follows earlier discussions. In an interview conducted on July 16th, President Zelensky had already hinted at a substantial transaction under consideration with Mr. Trump. The proposed arrangement involved the United States purchasing battle-tested drones from Ukraine in exchange for Kyiv acquiring weaponry from Washington. Zelensky has consistently emphasized the pivotal role drones have played in Ukraine's defense against the ongoing Russian campaign, which has spanned over 3 years. He stressed the critical need for the United States to integrate this advanced technology into its own arsenal, adding, "We are ready to share our experience with the United States and our European partners." He also noted that Ukraine is actively engaged in similar negotiations with other key European nations, including Germany, Denmark, and Norway. Military officials and drone experts in the United States have openly acknowledged that the U.S. currently lags behind both Russia and China in both the production of unmanned aerial systems and in the essential training of personnel for their effective operation and defense against such assets. In stark contrast, Ukraine has rapidly emerged as a global hub for drone production. This transformation was born out of necessity, enabling both sides to decimate numerous modern heavy armaments belonging to their adversaries. U.S. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth has publicly conceded Washington's technological deficit in drone technology. He has since announced a series of new policies and substantial investments aimed at rapidly closing this critical gap with other nations. Further underscoring the urgency, President Trump signed an executive order in June titled Building American Drone Dominance. This directive specifically instructed federal officials to expedite the licensing process for drone manufacturers and to safeguard the American drone supply chain from undue foreign interference. Multidimensional analysis, beyond the headlines, potential undercurrents and speculations. While the stated reasons for this massive drone deal appear straightforward, the U.S. needs battle-tested technology, beyond the headlines, and Ukraine needs funding and continued military support. A transaction of this magnitude inevitably invites deeper scrutiny and speculative analysis regarding potential hidden agendas or broader geopolitical implications. It is crucial to emphasize that these are theories and not confirmed facts. The covert technology transfer hypothesis. One perspective suggests that the deal is not merely a straightforward purchase of drones. Instead, it could be a strategic maneuver by the United States to gain rapid, in-depth access to Ukraine's cutting-edge drone innovation cycle. Ukraine's wartime environment has forced unprecedented speed in research, development, and battlefield adaptation. The U.S. might be seeking to reverse engineer or quickly integrate Ukrainian innovations into its own defense systems, effectively bypassing years of traditional research and development. This would allow the U.S. to leapfrog its rivals by leveraging Ukraine's unique real-world testing ground, strategic debt and long-term influence. A multi-billion-dollar deal could establish a significant financial and technological dependency, or perhaps a strategic debt for the United States. This could potentially bind future U.S. administrations to a particular foreign policy stance regarding Ukraine, ensuring continued support or influence over Ukraine's burgeoning defense industry long after the current conflict concludes. Is this a purchase or a strategic investment designed to secure long-term geopolitical leverage and ensure Ukraine remains firmly within the Western sphere of influence? Preemptive market dominance and exclusion. By securing such a substantial deal with Ukraine, the United States could also be aiming to consolidate its position in the global drone market. This move could prevent other nations, particularly strategic adversaries, from gaining access to or influence over Ukraine's highly effective and rapidly evolving drone technology. It could be a proactive step to ensure Western technological superiority in the critical domain of drone warfare, effectively cornering the market on battle-proven systems. Election year optics and domestic agendas. Given the involvement of President Trump and the timing of the announcement in an election year, some observers might speculate about the domestic political motivations behind such a high-profile deal. A massive military procurement agreement could be presented to the American public as a significant win for national security, job creation, and economic interests, potentially bolstering support for a particular political agenda or candidate. In conclusion, while the announced drone acquisition deal between the United States and Ukraine promises significant advancements for U.S. defense capabilities and a vital economic injection for Ukraine, its full implications, both overt and covert, will undoubtedly unfold over time, shaping the future of drone warfare and international strategic alliances.